Hi, my name is Amy Mazzi and I'm with Supreme Boats, and today I'm here to walk you through the 2022 S220. It's a brand new model from Supreme and it is the perfect size, the perfect option and feature set. You've got to hear about this boat. Let's check it out. For 2022, Supreme Boats is offered exclusively on a BoatMate trailer. This BoatMate trailer is standard as a part of the boat price itself, but you can option that trailer up to your heart's content. You can change the color, you can add a ladder to the front, just like you see behind me, extra steps, lighting, you name it. You can make that trailer exclusive and custom, both underneath the S220. Let's check it out. The bow of the S220 is big. That's one of the only ways to describe it. I mean, it's both tall, where it's got a lot of freeboard, it's high up out of the water, it's also wide, but it doesn't have that traditional, I would say, or typical. It doesn't have that really wide bow feel to it. It's more stylized. It still feels like that traditional V bow with a little bit of big or wide to go along with it. It's accommodating on the inside, it's beautiful on the outside, but let's see what the rest of the hull looks like. When we talk about the S220 being the perfect size, we also want to talk about it being the perfect shape, the perfect style. I mean, it starts with the bow and then it follows through to the rest of the boat. It's not that aggressive pickle fork style, but it goes to a more refined, still has edginess to it, but still has that traditional feel as well. It also has the depth that you want in a wake surf boat. This boat, you don't ever have to worry about taking water over the back or water over the bow. You're sitting inside the boat and it's got enough freeboard that it shelters you from all that this wake and wave can do. You've also got two different gel coat schemes in this particular style. This is the core scheme behind me. You've also got a sharp scheme that you can choose from with a little less accent color. This color is Bahama Blue Metal Flake, one of my favorites. You can also choose between 30 different gel coat colors to replace that Bahama Blue with, and you can make any kind of combination you want. You can make a black bottom, accent on the hull that's green if you want. This thing can be anything you want it to be, look however you want it to look. It's a Supreme, it's a custom boat. When we say that Supreme is a custom boat manufacturer, that's exactly what I mean. You've even got 3 different decal choices. You've got this matte black version of the new Supreme logo, you have a matte white version, and a gloss silver version. You can make the colors of these boats almost anything you want. The 2022 S220 can have as much as 4,400 pounds of ballast in it. And that ballast displaces the hull, that easy V running surface, and makes the wave or wake out the back of the boat. Well, needs a little help first. First, you need to engage quick surf to create that wave. The way that quick surf works is it puts the plate opposite the surf side down. It creates lift opposite the surf side and digs or displaces the surf corner so that it creates the wave. When you want to change that wave to the other side, you hit left if you're surfing right and right if you're surfing left, and switch in about 1.8 seconds. That's as easy as it gets with quick surf. You can surf on either side, all your ballast full, pro level waves. That's all you need. You may notice something a little bit different beneath the swim step of the S220. It's the new Silent Stinger wake plate. In years past, we've offered a wake plate as a part of a Supreme features, and that created a new running attitude for the boat when you were on the water. So what it did is if you put the plate down, it would make the nose of the boat go down and get it cutting through the chop at the most aggressive part of the V up underneath the bow. Or if you let the wake plate come up, you would let the back of the boat go deeper into the water and your bow would come up. The silent piece of the Silent Stinger wake plate comes into play when the exhaust comes from the engine into this plate. It tumbles through a series of baffles mixed in with water that's forced into the bottom of the plate. It dampens the engine noise and makes the interior of the boat much quieter, so much so that you can have a normal conversation. Sometimes we don't even realize the boat is running, it's so quiet, and that's what does it, is this plate. As you step up on to the 2022 S220 from Supreme, you're way up here. It is a tall boat, and this definitely tells me that. Even though I'm on the trailer, it's a long way down there. But it's easy to get up onto this, especially because we have those rear steps on the back of the Boatmate trailer. It helps you get up. And when you're in the water, it's easier to get up because there's a little bit of roll off towards the trailing edge of the swim step. It allows you to get up onto it a lot more easily. I've also got a place to grab on with the rear grab handle to pull myself up onto the swim step. So it is definitely easy to get up on this boat. However, you can also opt for that swim step ladder on this particular Supreme, and that removes all worry about getting up onto the swim step in the water. The other thing you've got back here is a lot of storage. So when I get up onto the swim step and I'm getting ready to get back in the boat, I can put stuff away very easily with these rear hatches. They have slam latches. All I have to do is pinch the lever, lift up, slam it down, they close, and they stay closed. They're really easy to use. The other thing that's nice about these enclosures is they're padded, cushioned. It's a nice, comfortable place to sit and hang out. And you've got a huge, constant swim pad up here that you can lay your towel out and lay out on. It's really nice as far as the back sun pad of this S220. It's comfortable, it's practical, and it's easy to get up on. As you jump into the S220, you start to realize how big this boat is. This is a 22-foot boat. It's rated for 14 people. When I say it's the perfect size, it's literally the perfect size. I can imagine being on the water for days on end and not feeling crowded in this boat. It has storage underneath every seat in the lounge that's easy to get to. In fact, it's hinge storage, so I don't need both hands to take things in and out. It's the perfect size, and it's ready for 14 people's stuff. So the interior of the Supreme S220 is big. It's extremely functional and accommodating. It's got all that storage. I have a slide seat that's available in the S220. It's a 3-position slide seat that you can get as an option. So this is the first position here, all the way back, so it makes this whole area a lounge. You can slide it forward so that 2 people can sit more in the center of the boat. You can slide it forward still, and you can sit closer to the cockpit of this boat. This gives you a lot of different options, and you could opt for the available lean backs where you can plug them in to 4 different places on this particular seat. Face forward, face backwards. You can even get an optional table that plugs into those areas as well, so you can move the table location along with the seat. This interior is meant to be versatile and be what you need it to be, but it's extremely functional, make no doubt about it. So this interior is extremely accommodating, it's very functional, but it's also beautiful. What makes it beautiful is the spraddling vinyl. The different colors you can get. This vinyl is just pretty to look at, but it's also very resilient. It's got a 17 mil top coat that guards against abrasions and staining. It's held together with Gore Tenera thread, also very durable. It's made by Gore-Tex, and it can withstand things like acid rain and harsh cleaning chemicals. This interior is pleasing to the eye and meant to last. You've also got very comfortable cushioning built into these seats. So I've got 3 different densities of foam that's covered up by this vinyl here. I've got a really plush foam that's right on the top, right on the other side of the vinyl itself. Then I've got a medium density foam in the middle and a very rigid foam on the bottom. What that gives you is great bounce back and great longevity. You're not going to end up breaking down this foam and end up with prints in it from people's feet or people's bottoms, so that you can see it's aging over time and wearing into that vinyl. That doesn't happen. That has to do with the foam itself, as well as the way the vinyl is pulled on these cushions. It's pulled extremely tight, so even if I pinch this vinyl, it bounces back right away. It helps with that beauty. It also helps with the longevity, and let's just face it, it's a cool looking interior. While you have an available Supreme ice chest made by AO Coolers in this boat, you can get that underneath any one of the cushions, have a place to put it at all times. You also need some cup holders close by to put those drinks in. Well, the Supreme S220 has a lot of them. In fact, just here in the lounge, I've got access to 2 at any given time. So one drink for each hand. I'm perfectly happy. You've also got in the side panel these speakers, these wet sound speakers that are spilling sound onto the interior. They're angled just perfectly for the right amount of sound for everybody sitting in the lounge. You've also got some nice branding on the side with the S220 logo in the side panels. This boat, it's got it all. Another custom option available on the Supreme S220 for 2022 model year is the Gator Step floor scheme. You can choose between several different schemes to apply to this particular boat. Now, we've got the Salute to Service scheme in this particular boat. We've got 2 different layers of Gator Step that we can choose between 15 different colors on each layer to make this look as custom as we want. I could also get the Supreme cut in this particular boat, and then I could get the standard single layer shark fin Gator Step as well. But it's up to me, it's my choice, and really with all those color options, I can make my floor be whatever I want it to be. For 2022 model year, you can upgrade to the F-Series tower by Roswell on any Supreme boat. In this S220, you've got a black version of that F-Series tower with the panels on the sides you can color match to your gel coat. In this case, they're Bahama blue. Beautiful. But one of the greatest qualities about this F-Series tower is the durability, the function, and basically the strength of this tower. When you're running down the road and this boat's on a trailer, this thing doesn't move. It is rock solid. When you're on the lake on a rough day, it is tight. There is nothing moving about this tower, and it doesn't make a rattle, a noise to irritate you throughout the day. That part of that is because of the locking mechanism that Roswell uses on the F-Series. So we call it an overlock, and we've removed the safety knob. So there's a safety knob on either side of the tower. We've removed that safety knob. That's an extra precaution to lock the tower in place. But if we were to fold it down, basically we take this little handy dandy Allen wrench and we put it in here and we go towards the arrow that we want. So if we want to unlock it, we're going to turn it this way and unlock it. And then I can fold this whole tower down, and I can fold it down. So that's a feat in and of itself, because there's a lot of stuff on this tower, and it is a heavy, sturdy tower. But I can lower this down because there's a contraption built into the foot of the tower on each side that takes the weight off. So it allows me to fold the tower even by myself and not strain myself in the process. I can also lift it back up, get it back into place, because when I lift it back up, the tower stays. I have a chance to lock it on this side, take my Allen wrench out, lock it on the other side, then I can add my safety knobs and it's back in place, no problem. So this F-Series tower gives you the benefit of strength when you need it, and when you need to fold it down because you have headroom clearance issues, you can do that quickly and effectively. This tower is functional, it's also beautiful, and it can be color matched to the rest of your boat. So the F-Series tower upgrade by Roswell is beautiful. It's functional, but it's also a great platform for a lot of different options. On this particular tower, we have the upgraded Champ stereo package by Wet Sounds. This gives us 2 10-inch horns on the tower in this special custom Supreme enclosure. This allows the rider behind you or anybody else outside the boat that you want to hear the sounds to hear them well. It is a great sounding system. They also look cool on the tower. You've also got racks, the mag swivel racks. These racks swivel into the boat to allow you to load a board without having to tweak your back or hang outside the boat to do it. They also clamp the boards into place with bungees, so they keep them secure, and they're really, really easy to use. We've also got the available bimini. The bimini is made by Roswell as well as the tower itself. And this bimini extends out very quickly, very easily. You can get it into place, and it covers the bulk of the lounge, so you're always in the shade. That's something you gotta have in the boat. And if you wanna get a tan, you may consider putting that bimini up because it covers so much of the lounge. But you can make the F-Series tower on a Supreme boat just about anything you want with a number of different options available from the factory. Well, the 2022 Supreme S220 is extremely accommodating on the inside. The lounge is so comfortable. The boat is the perfect size. But not a lot of that matters to the driver because the driver just wants to be in the driver's seat doing what drivers do. And that is swiveling into place easily after you've been having such great conversation with everybody else in the boat, but it's time to go now. And this boat definitely does that. We've got the ability to control almost every system in the S220 from the driver's seat, easily, I might add. So I've got easy access and visibility to the Omni touchscreen. This is a 7-inch touchscreen, center mounted. I can hit the menu and go to any system in the boat very simply, very quickly. I can turn my quick surf on and off. I can enter a new setting for my center tab. I can also actuate my Stinger wake plate that we looked at on the back. I can actuate that from here with the little bump lever. So I can control that either from the screen or I can do it without taking my eyes off the water and my hands off the steering wheel. It's up to me. I can also engage my zero off speed control from here, which by the way is standard in all Supremes, which is not something you typically find in a value class boat. I can also look at my ballast settings. What areas of my ballast are full? Right now in this particular boat, I have 6 different ballast areas and they're all independently controlled. And what I mean by that is they're independently pumped. So I can control the levels in my bow bag, which is optional, in my center tank, which is standard, in my 2 lounge tanks that basically run from the driver's seat all the way back to the transom on either side of the lounge, and my rear plug-and-play bags, which are optional as well. So I can look at all of those ballast areas all at the same time and see exactly which area is what amount full in each of those locations. I can fill all of them at once if I want, or I can drain all of them at once. It makes it very easy. I can also opt for GPS mapping in the S220. So this particular boat does not have that option installed, but it's a very easy check of a box on your order form to get GPS mapping because this boat already has GPS installed because of the zero off speed control. So I've also got access to my stereo through the Omni touchscreen. My stereo is very easy to control, either from the touchscreen itself or from my phone, which can be easily Bluetoothed to the screen. So I can control volume here. I can also control volume here. I can change my songs in either place. And it's really easy to Bluetooth, select that, and then I can see all of the phones that have been paired to my stereo system. I can add more, I can take some away, I can reconnect very easily to any phone that's been paired with this boat in the past. It's very simple to use. I love that about this system. The system in general is very intuitive, it's simple yet effective, and I love that about this boat. I've also got a whole bay of rocker switches over here that allows me to control those things that I normally need very quickly, like access to my docking lights, my interior lights, my navigation lights, my bilge, my blower, those types of things I can actuate very quickly. I've also got an optional heater vent here in my dash. So if you choose to get the 3-outlet heater, you can get a mounted heater vent just for the driver. So this keeps me warm and, you know, everybody else is out in the cold. No, there's some other vents for the other passengers too, but this one's pretty cool. This is the only one I care about right now. Actually, it's pretty hot today, so I don't need it, but it's there in case I do. The other option I really love on the dash is the new wireless clamping cell phone holder. It's hard to say, but it's really cool. And this allows me to not only have a great place for my phone to be mounted, where I don't have to worry about it sliding around on the dash or being lost in a cup holder, but it charges my phone even through the case, even through an OtterBox, it's charging my phone. And it's really easy to get in and out of the holder, but it keeps it secure at a great vantage point for me, so I can always see it. If I need it, it's there and it's easily accessible. The other thing I like about the driver's area in general is where everything is. The brow of the dash is low enough that I can always see over it, even if I'm not on the bolster for the driver's seat. And so it doesn't obstruct my view of the water in front of me at all. And because this boat has very little bow rise, that never really happens. You've also got a really good grip on the steering wheel because the grip is kind of wide. It fits your hands well and it's easy to hold on. It also has rack and pinion steering, so I don't have to muscle this boat into and out of turns. It goes in easily, I mean with my fingertips, but it is a nice steering wheel to hold on to as well. The throttle location is also really nice in the S220. I've got a place to put my elbow. I can actually leave my arm up here and actuate the throttle either forward or back very easily. It's just comfortable. You can tell it's designed by people that also use the boats on a regular basis and sometimes for days at a time because everything is as it should be and I have control over it all. So I know I talked about how much I love the driver's seat and it's my favorite seat in the house, but I don't want to alienate anybody who wants to be the observer and wants this big, plush, cushy seat to sit in. This is also a great area of the boat. Not only do you have access to storage behind the observer seat, which is always great, you have a great little dash area here with a glove box and a couple cup holders. Also a wonderful place for gator steps. You got a little more of that custom element to the design of the boat. You've also got great runway all the way into the bow, another great area of the boat, and this is a true walk-through bow. What that means is you walk through to the bow with no obstruction, and I think that's where I'm going next. So traditionally, I wouldn't say the bow is the best seat in the house in a normal water sports towboat, but in a supreme wake surf boat like the S220, I don't know, this could be my favorite. The reason being is because this boat has a deep modified V, it takes rough water like nobody's business. The ride is smooth, but even in the bow, where in a typical water sports boat you can kind of get muscled around, here it's smooth and comfortable. That deep V gives you that. Not only that, but the bow in this boat is big, it's deep. You're sitting down in it. There's no way you could ever pop out of it, bounce out of it. You don't feel uncomfortable. You've also got access to a ton of cool stuff. I mean, I've got a center filler cushion here that makes this bow a playpen when it's in. This is optional, so if you took it out or didn't opt for this center filler cushion, it was be more like a lounge in here, which is comfortable in its own right. You've also got access to storage areas from the bow, so I can access the back of the observer storage. I can access the back of the dash from here. I've also got 4 cup holders, some of my wet sounds 8-inch speakers that are part of my Champ stereo system in this boat. I've got grab handles in case the driver's getting a little squirrely. I can still hang on. Plus, it's just comfortable in this bow. I love this area of the boat, and to tell you the truth, it never really gets its due because in most boats it's rough and can be uncomfortable up here, but it's not an afterthought in the S220. It's made to be comfortable and to be accommodating on the water, and it's smooth. You got to check it out. I hope you've enjoyed learning about the 2022 Supreme S220. Like I said, this boat is all things to all people, but don't take my word for it. Go to your local Supreme Boats dealer and let us prove it to you on the water, in and behind an S220 today.